one of the most exciting, boring fighters in the UFC?
GSP.
Matt Hughes, bro.
Yeah. Well, it was a different era.
It was.
It was a different era, you know what I mean? And so freaking, yeah, you can only see someone get freaking double A takedown and then drug to the floor and then just,
bro,
ground and pound so often.
One of the most exciting, boring fighters I've ever seen. I was
huge,
double in that high crotch, bro.
Yeah, I was a huge, freaking the whole Frank Trigg trilogy and then going with GSP. Man, he had back-to-back trilogies,
Bro,
he was
crazy,
like that. If you don't know who he is, look up his highlights, man. It's just so sad to see him at the stage now, because of that train accident.
The trainer,
like that, but like
freaking, a bad train wreck.
Yeah, like dude should have been dead.
Went from.
If you didn't know, he got caught on a train track. His truck stalled out, and the train hit him while he was in the truck, and he still survived. But to see him now,
but didn't he go from not being able to walk to kind of walking?
Yeah. No, he's up fully walking, everything. Has a very poor or real bad speech impediment now. But he's still cognitive and functioning like that. But it's not even a glimmer of what he used to be at all.
Love watching Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes was
Matt Hughes was 4 foot tall. Traps that came from the start of his fucking hairline, and he just came out, and he was he was from the breadbasket Midwest, and he was going to wrestle you to
Iowa
death.
Hawk freaking wrestling like that dude and then, he was the first he was one of the first persons that I really when I first started watching UFC and stuff like that, I was like, man, this dude is fucking he got me into it because I was doing wrestling and like that. I was like, man, this dude is freaking nice, what I mean? Just taking everyone down. There's a real, I don't know if you probably don't know who do you know what I'm talking about? No? All right, but I'm pretty sure you know this highlight. All right, it's a UFC highlight. It's a guy that freaking picks the guy up off the fence. All right, double leg, and then walks him all the way to the opposite end of the octagon to freaking
jump in the air
and spear him into the ground right in front of his corner so he can finish the guy and listen to his coaches talk like that. You never know that.
But that sounds epic.
He had so much
such a strong wrestler.
He had so much
he put wrestling on the mat.
He was a crazy wrestler.
Yeah, he put wrestling on the mat.
So much ring awareness. One of the things that he would always do, GSP used to do it too. Chuck Liddell used to do it too. But if you were here, they would angle you to where I can see my coach.
Yeah. I do that all the time. You know what I mean? I freaking I tell all my kids and stuff like that, and then when I was fighting, I would always do it. If I can ever find myself in just the vicinity of the corner, I don't necessarily have to freaking look at them because again, you want to you want to hear with your ears, not with your eyes, like that. Last thing like that. So freaking it's such a huge help, especially with an arena of thousands of people and stuff like that.
Loud,
the last thing you want to really be is on the opposite end in their corner, and you can't hear shit from your coach and stuff like that. And if Sauce Elise, in anyone's corner, he didn't say a lot. He really didn't say a lot. I mean, the only time he ever said something is it was real rare, but it was an opening, and you better have took it right then and there. You know what I mean?
So it's we've all done it because you've all competed. You lock in and you hear that voice.
Yeah, tunnel vision.
There have been days as one. Austin, maybe San Antonio, I don't remember, maybe Houston, but I remember being in the mat, and my side, Matt, mid cage, Matt, Pablo on the other side, and I hear Jules grab the leg, and I'm like, oh, okay, bet. Because you can't hear anything else except the voice that you tune into, and so Matt Hughes.
Yeah, Matt Hughes for sure. He's a legend, like that, and but he was just going back. He was the one that really put wrestling on the map, where people what, I need to know how to wrestle, or some type of grappling, or because my hands ain't working, because like
it wasn't WWE wrestling anymore. It was like real practical.
Yeah,
like
the dude was slipping. He was slipping, getting under punches and blasting through your freaking your legs. I mean your punches or your kicks, and then game over after that. And you know how I break up like different eras for MMA and stuff like that. Because in the very beginning, you're talking about Horace Gracie, Legacy all through there like that, like. The reason he was so dominant is like because jiu-jitsu is just they put it on the map being a dominant sport like that. But the thing is that they only had one martial art. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was so proficient in it, no one could stop it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. And then kind of catch wrestling was kind of creeping in alongside with it when they started like going head to head, because Ken Shamrock was doing it, and then who was he has a beard, I can see his mustache, and he was a champion as well, big dude.
You're talking about
God, why can't I think? And he's a legend too. But he was doing catch wrestling too, a style like that, and then
not Dean Lister.
No,
you're talking about
that's not Dean Lister, man.
It's not Dean Lister. It's oh my God!
Yeah.
Come on,
I can't. I can see his face right now.
Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and so that was the very beginning. So like that. But the thing is that it was only you only specialized in one martial arts. Mm-hmm. But then you start getting into the next era. You're talking about with GSP. Matt Hughes. BJ Penn. Carlos, what's the guy with the afro that Matt Hughes freaking spearhead like off the fence and then knocked him out? Carlos something. I can. But these guys, now they're proficient in two martial arts. Mm-hmm. You're talking about either boxing and wrestling, kickboxing, some jiu-jitsu and things like that, but then now you look at this era now today, I'm like, if you're not proficient in boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, all right,
not making it.
Like that, yeah, like you're done.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to be proficient in all those things, because you just don't know where the fight's gonna be at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. And so I've always seen those different eras like that. Now I'm starting to see, okay, you're proficient in all four of those, mm-hmm. but now what I'm seeing is that now you have to be ambidextrous. If you can't switch stances and be efficient on your right side and your left side, right, like that. And Anderson Silva's the one that freaking put that on the map.
Yeah.
He was notorious for always switching stances and changing the rhythm and stuff like that. And now you're starting to see a lot of guys just always mid fight just switching up stances and stuff like that. Dominic Cruz took it to another level with always being offline with that. No.
Not Chuck Liddell?
No, it's not Chuck Liddell. No, man, it's way older than that. Freaking.
You're talking about. Man, I just saw him. Randy Couture was also good.
It was.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
And I want to say it's Dan something. I want to say it's Dan.
It's not
something.
Mark Coleman. It's Dan Servin.
Yeah. Him. Like that. Yeah, because.
Yeah.
He was coming from wrestling background and stuff like that, and so kind of keeping up with the jiu-jitsu guys and pounding them up like that. But it was just a one style.
It was that one of the things that made that so great though was jiu-jitsu and wrestling both like required you to be on the ground. Mm-hmm. So then it was always like who got to the control first.
Yeah.
Like who got to the control first, because that was one of the things like when you watch the Chuck Liddells and the Matt Hughes and the GSPs, like sometimes GSP would take a shot to the chin, but if he got his hands on you,
he'll take a shot to
if he got his hands on you, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
like it was a wrap. Like it's over for you. And that's when it was, because when you see like the traditional like striker versus ground guy, right? Like it's like, okay, you just figure out who's going on. But when you have two ground guys, like it's like, oh, now what's going to happen?
Who's going to get the striking?
Like now what's going to happen?
And so that's what it was, because you run into those people that they're butting heads and they're evenly matched with ground or striking and stuff like that, and like who had the other martial arts to freaking kick in to freaking edge out the other guy. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, like that. Did you